Deputy Speaker, and I kind of thank the Minister, for all his hard work. He's an incredibly decent and polite man. He may be misguided at times. We can't agree on everything, but can I thank him and his team for all his work. Indeed, my shadow team, who are doing a fantastic job. Many of the detailed line-to-line, by-line scrutiny of the bill, of course, and the other front-bench teams, the committees, the clerks, and indeed honourable and right honourable members across the House for their contributions. We are told, of course, the Planning and Infrastructure Bill is about accelerating house building, unleashing growth and meeting a national target of 1.5 million homes in this Parliament in England alone. Those aims on the face of it are worthy, but what price are we prepared to pay for the Deputy Prime Minister's ambition? And she is ambitious. Because, make no mistake, what is being proposed could fundamentally and irrevocably alter the character of our towns, our villages and the green and pleasant land that makes Britain what it is. This is not an attack on new homes. I am unashamedly pro-business and pro-development. Unlike the Right Honourable Lady and the Honourable Gentleman and half her cabinet, I have never objected to a housing development in my constituency. But let me be clear, we need homes. We need homes for first-time buyers, for young families, for key workers, for the next generation. But we need the right homes in the right places, shaped by the right principles. What are we being offered instead is a top-down model driven by arbitrary targets and central diktat. The result? Soulless settlements, identikit developments, rows of uninspiring concrete boxes that bear no relation to the history, the heritage or the hopes of the communities they are built in. And crucially, in their centralising zeal, as my excellent colleague, the Shadow Minister, the member for Hamble Valley calls it, local voices are being sidelined. Local councillors, those who live in, love and understand their communities best, are being cut out of the process, their role reduced, their judgment overlooked, the individual being subordinated to being a cog in the machine. This bill in its current form is not just flawed, it is dangerous. It risks eroding trust in the planning system and widening the gulf between government and the governed. The bill must be considered in conjunction with the changes to the National Planning Policy Framework. The government's approach to shift housing targets from urban areas to rural areas is cynical and economically illiterate. While I welcome the restoration of mandatory targets in principle, raising targets by up to 400% in rural areas while simultaneously reducing them by over 11% in London, 30% in Birmingham and Newcastle and over 50% in Coventry is unfair and wrong-headed. Their grey belt policy, presented as a few disused garage forecourts and wasteland in green belts, is a con. What they've actually done is removed important protections that prevent villages merging into nearby villages and towns. And of course, then, there is the matter of the environment. Anyone who cares about our natural world knows this. Once a habitat is destroyed, once a woodland is torn up or a biodiverse landscape bulldozed, no check can bring it back. There is zero confidence on this side of the House that natural England can successfully mitigate the significant environmental harms that will ensue through the environmental delivery plans. That's why we propose these being delivered locally through local or strategic plans. The truth is, we cannot concrete our way to community. We cannot meet our housing needs by overriding the very people we're building for. And we cannot call it progress if it leaves our countryside degraded and our communities disempowered. Happy to give way tomorrow.
Thank you. I thank the Shadow Minister for giving way on that point. Residents in the area of Bexley Village in my constituency are particularly concerned about this erosion of their green areas around the village. It's one of London's outer villages. But does he also share my concern that in the London Assembly last week, in surprise, that when this issue was discussed about Greenbelt in outer London, that Reform actually backed Mayor Khan in terms of building over the Greenbelt. Reform backed Khan over the interest of Baxley residents.
Oh, dear. Well, I thank him for his intervention, and the failures of the London Mayor to build more houses are well documented. What is a surprise, perhaps not a surprise, is that Reform would take the further step of supporting the London Mayor in the pursuit of Labour votes. We also have grave concerns about the enhanced compulsory purchase order powers for councils, mayors and even Natural England, without hope or market value. This undermines one of the most important principles of our economy, property rights. This is not only unfair, but will face legal challenge after legal challenge in the courts. During the course of the passage of this bill, we attempted to work with the government to make sensible changes to make this bill fit for purpose, to no avail. Let us not be seduced by false choices. We do not have to choose between development and democracy, between homes and heritage, between ambition and accountability. We can build and we must build, but we must do so in a way that listens, that respects, that safeguards. So I urge the government, yes, be ambitious, but think again. Rethink this bill, restore local voice, reinstate environmental protections. Let us chart a path to progress that honours our need for homes, our obligations to communities and to the environment, and our duty to future generations. Madam Deputy Speaker, in its current form, we cannot support this bill.